the blandest white woman in cinematic history. Bella Swan. Twilight is a 2008 vampire romantic fantasy written by Melissa Rosenberg and directed by Catherine Hardwicke, based on the highly successful book series by Stephanie Meyer. Shot in just 48 days, the film had a $37 million budget and grossed $412 million worldwide. Oh my god, I mean, damn, no wonder they made 4 films after this. This franchise was, you know, like millions of others, part of my childhood, but for me, it was more so through my sister. Like, I would come in the room and I would see her watching it, and I would see, or, you know, if we were staying at our aunt's house or we were in the living room and we were forced, you know, in the one space with the big TV or whatever, I would have my headphones in on my, you know, this was like what, 2009, 10, like around that area. I would be on my iPod, you know, and she would play these movies a lot. So I always saw pieces of them. And off the top of my head, I know these films the best backwards, which means what? Starting from Breaking Dawn Part 2, I've seen that one the most. Like, I've seen that movie all the way through. And then Breaking Dawn Part 1, I can recount that. And then Eclipse, and then New Moon, I hardly remember. And then this first one, I probably can name like 3 scenes. Up until I took the notes to do this video, I have never seen this movie, and it's like from start to finish. And wow, I'm choosing to review this film because I just thought it would be a lot of fun. Wow. And yeah, it is. It is a lot. What the f is this? No, like, actually, so much to laugh at. So, you know, let's get into this. The film opens with a voiceover of a chick telling us how she never given much thought on how she would die. Oh, this is morbid, but dying in the place of someone she loves seems like, you know, a good way to go. We meet Bella Swan from the dry desert of Arizona Phoenix, who's departing from her erratic and overbearing mother, Renee, and her punk-ass stepdaddy, Phil.
What'd I do?
Both the adults are going on the road, you know, going on the run to be superstars, be free, like, you know, the wind. So Bella is going to live with her father in the state of Washington, where it's constantly cloudy and rainy. This town is called Forks, as in the utensil. Now, her father, Charlie, is a pig, specifically the chief of pigs. But I like Charlie. I was feeling a little inspired. I have respect for him. So, you know, I'm gonna call him a cop, or should I call him Chief Keef? Anyway, the relationship between these two are, I don't know if I would say awkward as much as I'd say distant. A little later, some girlfriends come visit. The older fella in the wheelchair is Billy Black, and his son, the punk rocker with the bust down, is Jacob Black. And because he's a gentleman, Jacob introduces himself, reminding our stale protagonist that they used to make mud pies when they were little. This truck that's been sitting next to them is Bella's homecoming present that Charlie bought off of Billy, and Jacob rebuilt the engine just for Bella.
Oh my gosh, this is perfect. He was joking. Oh, sorry.
She asks Jake if he wants a ride to school, but homeboy goes to school on the reservation. And okay, Jacob said, I'm not letting the white people teach me history. They really played in our face, making us think Taylor Lautner is Native American. Baby, that is a white man with a natural tan that he has had since childhood.
Oh yeah, Edward, I love Edward.
We were bamboozled. So Bella pulls up to the school the following day in her vintage whip, and everybody's staring, of course. It is March, the middle of the semester, which it does not help. And this guy, Tyler, sarcastically tells her,
"Nice ride."
Thanks.
Can't stand people who can't mind their business. This emo kid comes up behind Bella, knowing her name, saying he is the eyes and the ears of this place. This is Eric. If the Swan Queen needs anything, a tour guide, shoulder to cry on, etc., he's here. He has a crush on her. And oh my god, Tyler appears in the background, like not shaking, not in his head. Matter of fact, everybody is still staring. As if this girl walked in here with fishnets, bright pink, you know, 2008 bust down. Like, I don't, why are we, there is nothing special about this girl. I'm so confused. I'm so confused. In gym class, the chicas are playing volleyball. Girl, you suck. And Bella accidentally hits the ball at a guy named Mike. Tyler is here yet again because he wants his screen time. Can we like not make the black guy the aggressive bully here? Anyway, Mike knows Isabella because everything is in service of our stale protagonist. Duh. That's when we meet our next character, Jessica, who also knows about Bella and that she's from Arizona. This was actually really pissing me off. I know it's so why, and it is, right? It's so YA novel. I feel like there is a better way to do this. Hey, you're the girl from, and you know, you're from, I've heard about you. When you watch a film, the audience is always supposed to learn something new in a scene. So when we have characters who are stating the obvious, something that everybody knows, that's bad writing. Jessica pulls a Karen in Mean Girls asking, if you're from Arizona, why are you so white? Not gonna lie, she's kind of got a point, you know? Where's the tan, mama?
Maybe that's why they kicked me out.
You're good.
That's so funny.
Trying way too hard. At least she's made her little group of friends on her first day. I'm not mad at you, Belle. When her and Mike sit down at lunch, Eric's like, oh, Mikey, you've met my homegirl, Bella. And Mikey says, oh, your homegirl?
My girl.
This shit is fucking ridiculous. This is ridiculous. This is fucking ridiculous.
Is it just me? I'm not, I swear to God, I'm not trying to be funny. Like, why are we making the black... You know what? Never mind. We're definitely setting up Mike having a crush on Bella, and as he should, even though he trips, he starts chasing after Tyler to give him a Caucasian beatdown. Meanwhile, Jessica tells Belle that this is like first grade all over again, and she's the shiny new toy. Jesus Christ. Then a random chick comes by the table with a camera and flashes a pic of Bella telling her to smile. Everybody in this film would have gotten cussed out. And again, I'm going to say it throughout this film. We are acting like Bella is Beyonce, as if she has the it girl factor. This girl with the camera is Angela. Very suddenly, we see a group of uncannily pale teens, and I'm gonna put quotes around teen because let's keep it real, everybody in this movie looks like they're in their early to mid 20s. Make their way inside. Jessica and Ange give us the deets that they're the foster kids of Mr. Dr. Cullen and Miss Cullen, who moved down here from Alaska a few years ago. And they keep to themselves because they're all together. Like, together. The blonde girl is Rosalie, and the musclehead next to her is Emmett. Jessica is funny. She's like, I'm not even sure that's legal. Next is Alice. Love her down. And her man is Jasper, who looks like he wants to eat you alive. Derogatory. Jessica's like, oh yeah, and like Jasper, he's the blonde one who looks like he's always in pain. Now, our final member is the star of the show, Edward Cullen.
Totally gorgeous, obviously. But apparently nobody here is good enough for him.
Oh, she mad. We see Edward laugh to himself, which is telling us what? That he heard that. We'll get to his powers in a bit. Anyway, Jess tells Bella not to waste her time while Miss Mama is stealing glances with Eddie, who's got the stank face on. Mr. Molina says what's good to Bella as her and Mikey come in biology class. Oh Lord, look at Edward at a table by himself. Oh, how I wonder who's gonna sit next to him. There is this fan right by the door that Bella walks in front of, and it blows her musk around the room. And look at Edward's reaction.
Oh my goodness.
Listen.
You smell that shit?
Of course, Molina places her right next to Edward, who's about to throw up because he's being placed next to the stinky girl. And we have this little montage showing the passage of time through class, and he's just staring at this girl the entire time. Bella goes in the front office where Edward's trying to see if he can switch classes, but everything is full. So homeboy will have to stay in biology. And then he rushes away and he's like, fine, I guess I'll just have to endure it. Asshole. The next day, over a voiceover, Bella tells us that she plans to confront Eduardo and, you know, see what your problem is. But when she arrives at school, all the Cullens are there except him. Days and days passed and that twink never showed up, guys. We travel across Mason County where a worker's running from two vampires who rip him to beef shreds after catching him, just to remind us that there is danger afoot. One morning while Bella's about to head out to the plantation, she slips on ice. And Charlie tells his spawn that he'll be late for Den Den because he's got to go to Mason because the security guard at the mill got gutted like a fish. Eric tries to, oh god, awkwardly ask her if she has a prom date, but Mike cockblocks, and Bella notices Eddie's finally arrived back at school.
Hello?
Why did he say it like that? He apologizes for not introducing himself last week, chalking up his absence to being out of town for personal reasons. So awkward. He is trying to be casual, asking her if she is enjoying the weather, and Bella's like, I don't like the rain or any cold, wet thing or... He asks why she moved to the wettest joint in the continental US if she hates ugly weather so much. Let me point out, Edward has a different eye color. Before he finally talked to her, it was booty hole black, and now it's hazel. This is where we get more updates about Arizona. Bella didn't stay with her bohemian mother because stepdad Phil is a minor league baseball player and travels a lot. So Renee had to stay home with Bella, and B. Rocca knew that it was making bohemian mommy unhappy. Right? So she figured that she would stay with Pops for a while. Edward's asking all these questions because he finds our stale protagonist difficult to read. And now is when she finally realizes his eyes are a different color, but he blames it on the fluorescence and rushes away. When school's over, B. Rocca goes to her truck and sees the Culpepper staring her down. This is a very popular scene. This is one of the very few that I remember. While Bella's hanging out, this van comes speeding through the parking lot, swerving because someone in a Nissan Altima backs up. I bet it's Dochi in there. Wake up, get your tits up, and princess. Oh, and if you want to know who's driving this Chevy truck, it's Tyler.
But imagine how tired we are.
All the girls in the theater wet their panties. Oh my god, Edward just hops up and runs off right after this. What? Everybody in the lot starts running up to Bella asking if she's okay. We hear somebody in the background say, oh my god, I already called 911. Baby, it's only been, I should have counted it. It's only been like, what, 7 seconds? You didn't call the fucking cop. Stop playing with me. Tyler's bitch ass sticks his head out the window saying, Bella, I'm so sorry, I panicked.
He just over here figures. How can you be so...
Later on, Charlie Bucket's checking in with his spawn, telling that buster that almost killed his daughter they'll talk in a second and his license will be suspended. There's this continuous back and forth. Tyler keeps apologizing. Don't nobody want to hear your sorry ass apology, you fucking weirdo. Not only did this guy give backhanded compliments, but you followed her around, kissed her on the cheek without consent, and almost crushed her with a van. Oh. Anyway, our next character is Carlisle. The makeup on the Cullens actually pisses me off. Is nobody seeing how strange this is? The eye color. This is not normal, guys. Okay. Rosalie's reprimanding Edward because homeboy teleported in front of 15 people. I think it was more than that, girl. Eddie saying, I'm not just going to let her die. But Rosie tells him, this isn't just about you. It's about all of us. Bella asks to speak with old boy for a minute, asking how he reached her so fast. And this motherfucker tries to gaslight her saying, I was standing right next to you, Bella. And she's like, no, nephew, you were next to your car. But he giggles and assures that she just hit her head and she's confused.
You stopped the van. You pushed it away with your hand.
Well, nobody's gonna believe you.
Ah, yes, let the abuse begin. She's trying to tell him that she wasn't gonna say anything. A girl just wants to know the truth. And Eddie says, can't you just thank me and get over it? But Bella warns this twink that she is indeed not going to let this go. And she is not. So Edward says, well, you better enjoy disappointment. And walks away. While Bella's sleeping, looking like she's getting her kitty ate, this motherfucker is standing in her room. What the hell? But when she cuts her lamp on, he's gone. Even though there was already enough light in the room to see him. Okay, sure. Bella tells the audience, that was the first night I dreamt of Edward Cullen. Another day she's standing in the same spot that she almost died in and recounting the events as if she's waiting for another truck to hit her. Then Mikey comes up saying, although it's a month away, you trying to ride with a gangster to the prom? I'll take you to McDonald's afterwards. You gotta pay for it though. All Bella is worried about though is the pale pretty boy. Look at him lurking far away. She very awkwardly tells Mike and Ike that she has plans that weekend to go to Jacksonville.
You can't go another weekend?
Uh-oh. No means no, Mikey. Bella lets him know that it's a non-refundable ticket, and you should ask Jessica because she probably likes you anyway. On this greenhouse field trip, Edward asks Bella, what's in Jacksonville? How the hell do you know about that?
You didn't answer my question.
Who are you talking to? She brings up how he stopped that van once again, and Eddie says, I had an adrenaline rush. It's very common. You can Google it. Her clumsy ass trips again, and he has to catch her, gritting his teeth, cause could you at least pay attention where you walk? Then apologizes for being rude all the time, but he believes that this is the best way. When Jessica enters, Edward exits, and homegirls tell him Miss Swan, although she thought Mike was gonna ask Bella, he asked her out to prom. Little did you know, girl. When Bella walks out the greenhouse, Eduardo chases her, saying that they shouldn't be friends. We can't be friends. So now this girl, oh my, so dramatic. She's like, why didn't you just let the van crush me? You know, save yourself all this regret. And Edward's like, you think I regret saving you? Tuh, you don't know anything. Jasper and Alice walk up, asking Bella if she's gonna ride with them. And Edward says, no, our bus is full. Another day, the friend group reveal that they're all gonna hang out at the beach this weekend and beg our stale protagonist to go with them, which she agrees. Look at her fixing her lunch plate with edible art. I hope you don't think I'm still gonna eat that. Bella tells this twink that his mood swings are giving her whiplash. But Eddie makes it clear he only said it would be better if they weren't friends, not necessarily that he didn't want to be. Because if you were smart, Miss Swan Queen, you would stay away from me. And yet here you are in my face doing apple tricks. Bella has hypothesized radioactive spiders, kryptonite, to explain that van fiasco the other day. And Edward softly says, what if I'm not the hero? What if I'm the bad guy? But Bella knows he's not. She can see through his facade, his mask, and to get him out of this shell, Belle suggests they hang out, inviting him to the beach. But Eddie declined because beaches are overcrowded. Angela tells Bella how she keeps thinking Eric's gonna ask her out to prom, but he never does. Bella tells Sis to just ask him and take control. You're a strong, independent woman. That's when Jacob comes up. Low-key forgot he was in the movie.
Bitch, let me tell you something.
And Jess tells Jake and his homies that they should stick around, keep Belvita company since her date, Pale Booty Edward, stood her up. Then Mike and Eric call Edward a freak unwarranted, or y'all just mad because Bella is actively entertaining him. When B. Rocca asks the long-haired ethnics if they know Edward, they very harshly say,
the Cullens don't come here.
oh, okay. Rare. Later on, while walking with Native American dragon Jake Long, Bella tries to dig on what his homies were alluding. And although Jacob's telling her he's not supposed to say anything about it, we are in fact inside of a film, guys, and we need exposition. So he tells her about Quileutes being descended from wolves, and that being the legend of his tribe. Throughout all of this, he is throwing famous YouTube lingo, right? Allegedly, supposedly. Allegedly, the Cullens are descendants of the enemy clan. Jacob's great-grandfather, the chief, found them hunting on the natives' land, but they claimed to be something different, so there was a treaty made, and if they promised to stay off Quileute lands, then the wolves wouldn't expose what they really were. Bella, of course, wants to know what they really are, and Jacob giggles. It's just a story, mama. Come on, let's roll out. By some docks, Waylon singing a song about making a kitty meow. He tries to sail away, but a redhead teleports, pulling his boat back. This is Victoria. Then a random shirtless guy named James appears. When Waylon asks who are they, James and Victoria start mouthing off about the same tiring, inane questions from humans. Which, duh, the hell, y'all teleport out of thin air. Of course I'm gonna ask, who are you? What are we talking about? The leader, Laurent, then summons, telling James, let's not play with our food. Anyway, we know what happens. They munch on his ass. That same evening, Bella does research on Jacob's tribe and finds the address of a nearby bookstore with its history, writing the address down. One day at school, we finally get a day where the clouds don't block the sun and everybody's soaking it up. Wanna soak up the sun. Jessica lets Bella know that the Cullens don't come out when the sun's out, and their hot daddy doctor takes them to go camping and hiking. How does she know so much about them if they do not talk to anybody? This is what I'm talking about when I say exposition. Angela comes by letting the chicas know she asked Eric out and he said yes.
Oh, that's good for you, baby.
Then Jess tells Angela that they should go dress hunting in Port Angeles before all the good threads are taken. Now, if you were paying attention, you would know that Port Angeles is where the bookstore that Bella wants to go is at. So you know she's going along with them. It's not long for Jess and Ange to notice that Bella isn't like other girls and she's not into shopping. So B. Rocca tells these princesses that she actually came to visit a bookstore, promising to meet them at a restaurant later on. And after buying the book that she needed, this girl ends up turning into an alley to avoid these two guys headed towards her, who announced that they were the guys who saw the girls in the dress shop. Oh yikes, now she is completely surrounded by a group of drunk men, and she warns these two inchers, don't touch me, kneeing one of them in the balls just as the car comes zooming out the cut, and it's Edward, who hops out ordering Bella to get in the car. You think that we're gonna see Edward give these guys a beat down, but all he does is just give them the evil eye, and then he hops back in the car. He's saying that he should go back there and rip those dudes' head off because she doesn't know the vile and repulsive things that they were thinking. Bella arrives to the restaurant too late because the girls already finished their salads. And Edward summons, apologizing that it was his fault. They ran into each other and started talking. Jess and Ange are about to offer Bella a ride home, but Eddie says that he should make sure she gets something to eat. That is, if she wants. Oh, so now you want to ask for consent. Even offering to drive her home. This movie is so awkward. Bella asks how did this man know that she was in Port Angeles, right? And more than how did you know that I was in this alley and I was about to get ripped open by these drunkards? And look at this.
I feel very protective of you.
I really do see why so much fan fiction was made of this. This is bordering on Fatal Attraction. Bella asks if he's following her, and Edward slips up admitting that he heard the men's thoughts. So she's like, no, wait, go back. You can read people's minds? In fact, Eddie can read everybody's mind in the room, except Bella's. This dude gets more and more menacing by the minute. He tells Bella, I don't have the strength to stay away from you anymore. And then this girl is like, then don't. They accidentally touch hands on the drive home when Bella tries to turn the heat off, and she feels how his hands are ice cold. The police department got the blue lights flashing, so they pull in, and Carlisle tells the Churn that Waylon was found dead in a boat. Animal attack. Bella comes in to comfort her father since he lost his 30-year-old friendship, and Charlie gives her pepper spray to give himself peace of mind. Now, when Bella gets home and starts reading that book about lore on Jacoby's tribe, I should call him Jacoby for the rest of this video. She sees a phrase called the cold one and runs to the internet, reading about the immortal drink. This is all up in Egypt, India, Peru. We see disturbing imagery of the undead, keywords like speed, strength, and now it's all making sense to the Swan Queen. She sees Eddie the next day and brushes right past him on purpose, so he follows her up a hill? What? Me confused. Bella finds a spot in the woods, slamming her backpack down. This body language is killing me. Telling homeboy, you're incredibly fast and strong. Your skin is pale, white, and ice cold. The calls are coming from inside the house. I mean, your eyes change colors and sometimes you speak like you're from a different time. He really doesn't. I don't know if it's different. I'm sure because you can fit more in a novel, but there's nothing this man has said in this movie that has warranted him being from another time. You never eat or drink anything. You don't go out in the sunlight. Girl, get to the point. He ominously stands behind her like a snack. And when she asks how old he is, Edward says 17. Stop lying. How long have you been 17?
A while.
Bella's like, I know what you are. And Edward tells her, say it. I'm not gonna lie, I love the set design. After she says that famous V word, he asks if she's afraid. She is not. Okay, brave white woman, but she's not scared because she knows that Edward is not going to hurt her. So Edward snatches her by the arm, taking her up the mountain out of the cloud bank so she can see what he looks like in the sunlight. This is another one of the minimal moments in the first installment that I actually remember. Edward shows his bony chest as it sparkles under the sunlight, and he tells his princess, this is what I am. And Bella says, it's like diamonds. You're beautiful. Beautiful? This is the skin of a killer, Bella. He says, I am the world's most dangerous predator. Everything about me invites you in. My voice, my face, even my smell. Then he whooshes away as if you could outrun me. Then he whooshes again as if you could fight me off, picking up this massive branch, and then he throws it. In my honest opinion, this is the funniest moment in this entire movie.
I'm designed to kill.
I don't care. He reiterates, I've killed people. And it still does not matter. So he goes a step further, making it clear that he wanted to kill her. I've never wanted a human's blood so much in my life.
I trust you.
Camp. She tries to kiss him, saying, I'm here. I trust you. But Edward dodges it, flying on a tree, saying that his family are different from others of their kind. The Cullens only hunt animals, and they've learned to control the thirst. But it's you, Bella. Your scent. It's like a drug to me. You're like my own personal brand of heroin. Freaky Frog Bella joins in on this tree, telling him that he can control his thirst. And that's when Edward reveals the real reason why he is so attracted to her, because he's unable to read her mind. And when he says to her, you are going to have to tell me what you are thinking, now is the time where she says, I'm afraid, but not afraid that he told you that he's killed people and openly admitted that he wanted to kill you. Wrap it up. Oh my God. And then 2 seconds later, she says, I'm not afraid of you. What the actual fuck is going on with this writing? Shortly after, Edward tells Bella that she's got no idea how long he's waited for her. They find a spot in the meadow to lay in and stare at each other before the sun comes out and Eddie shine bright like a diamond. Later, our stale protagonist tells us that there were 3 things she was absolutely positive of. 1, Edward was a vampire. 2, there was a part of him, and she didn't know how dominant that part may be, that thirst for her blood. And 3, she was unconditionally in love with him. Okay, girl. The next morning, Edward shows up to school with Bella in the passenger, and yeah, everybody's staring because they're lime green jello. We get more exposition about Edward sucking blood since 1918 when Carlisle found him dying of Spanish influenza. This is very homoerotic, guys. He explains when they taste human blood, a frenzy begins, and it's almost impossible to stop. After turning Edward, Carlisle then did his wife, who we will formally meet in a second. The Cullens view themselves as vegetarians because they only survive on the blood of animals, and it's the equivalent of a human only living on tofu. It keeps you strong, but you're never fully satisfied. Yes, it was vampires that killed Waylon, and yes, there are others out there, and they run into them from time to time. Everyone also has their own little abilities. Edward is the only one who can read minds, Alice can see the future, but the visions are subjective because the future can always change. Another day, Ed tells Bella that he wants her to come over and meet his family, and this girl is not worried about being in a house full of bloodsuckers, but she's worried about if they're gonna like her or not. Billy comes by to watch the game with Charlie and spills the beans that Jacob's been bugging him to come see Bella again. I guess there's just something so special about this girl.
It's something about the girl.
Way deep in the woods, Ed takes Bella to his big-ass industrial modern glass house to meet his family. They're all in the kitchen fixing this girl a whole dinner. So sweet, and we officially meet Esme, the mother of the house. Carlisle says they finally have an excuse to use the kitchen for once. But then Edward tells them that Bella already ate. I mean, makes sense. She's being considerate because she knows that they don't eat, but I'm gonna put this on Edward because he should have translated that to them so time wasn't wasted. Rosie's mouthing off about this being dangerous for all of them, and B. Rocca's gotta let him know, I would never snitch. When Alice and Jasper join, Alice gives her sis a new hug and says, oh, you do smell good. Jasper is the family's newest vegetarian, so it's a little difficult for him, but Alice tells Jaspy it's okay, you won't hurt her. This is getting a little too awkward. So Eddie takes Bella for a tour. I just gave the joke away. Now inside his room, he's got records and books everywhere, but no bed because he doesn't sleep. They end up going for a ride where Edward tosses Bella on his back, jumps out his bedroom, and tells her to hold on tight, Spider Monkey, crawling up and up to one of the tallest trees in the mountains. I know it is freezing cold and they have no jackets on. Get it together. There's a montage of them spending the whole evening up there on that tree talking, and later on, Daddy plays some soul music for her on the piano. Victoria's running around barefoot in the mud, running east, purposely leaving tracks for the pigs, plus Charlie, to see, so of course Charlie Bucket thinks this killer is now a human. Bella hits up the local diner for dinner with Charlie, and Mikey's there waiting.
So you and Cullen, huh? I don't like it.
It's not for you to like. He's like, Edward looks at you like you're something to eat, and he eat it every night. Now what? That night, she's on the phone with her mama, who's trying to get the scoop on the boys. But Edward teleports in her room, scaring her half to death. And this dude admits that over the past, oh my god, couple of months, he has been coming inside of her window.
I like watching you sleep.
I've ran out of things to say. They start making out, and Edward's nerves get too hot because he yells, "Stop it!" flying to the wall, only proving he's stronger than he thought. He's like, I can't ever lose control with you. If I beat that pussy up, is you gonna tell on me? Psh, man, I would have told him, come beat it up. Let me see what you got. The next day, Bella tells her father that she's got a hot date with Edward and he's outside waiting for him. Charlie's like, isn't he a little too old for you? But no, Daddy, I love him. I'm a junior and he's a junior.
All right. Bring him in.
Edward respectfully introduces himself in an old school manner to Charlie, saying Bella won't be out too late tonight. She's just gonna play baseball with his family. Now you may be wondering, what the hell are vampires doing playing baseball, 1, and 2, why are they specifically playing it during a thunderstorm? Oh, yet another famous scene that I refuse to call bad. Supermassive black hole starts playing as the game begins and lightning strikes. Alice serves literally and spiritually with this leg work, and Rosalie swings the bat as Edward goes running for for it. The reason that they play it during storms is because these motherfuckers are so heavy-handed with their supernatural abilities that when they hit these baseball bats, it sounds like a clap of thunder. In the middle of the game, Alice senses danger coming and yells, "Stop!" Yo, look at these bitches floating like they're walking on a treadmill. Edward tries to grab Bella and leave, but it's too late, friends. So he tells her to put her hair down, but Rosalie's bitter ass has to comment about how she can smell her from across the field. Our stale protagonist has no idea what's going on and is ordered to be quiet and stand behind Edward. Lawrence tosses the baseball to Carlisle and asks if the three of them could join the baseball game. I don't think so, Trick. No colors allowed.
Oh, that's...
Now let me stop. He's gorge, and I'm glad a black man is leading that pack. But a few of them were leaving, so maybe they can take their place. Through all of this, James has been sharing glances with Edward, so the finale's antagonist is set into motion. Then the wind blows through Bella's hair that hits James's nose.
You brought a snack.
Everybody start hissing, and I don't know why these little three musketeers are trying. It is 3 against 7. You're not winning this. So Edward has to act fast, right? He aggressively grabs Bella and, you know, shoves her in the car, trying to buckle her seatbelt.
Okay, I've got it, I'm all right.
Miss Swan is freaking because she's realized she is now the target. Edward tells her that James is a tracker and the hunt is his obsession. I don't know, y'all. You know, he says that he himself, Edward, had some type of reaction on the field that set something off on James and his, you know, his nose or senses. And now this is James's most exciting game ever. And he's never gonna stop, so they have to kill him. So how are we gonna kill him, guys? How do vampires die in this world? You have to rip them apart and burn the pieces. Eddie says they need to get away from Forks and hop on a ferry to Vancouver, but Bella's hollering that she's got to go home. Mama, if you go home, he is going to trace your scent, and that is, matter of fact, that's going to be the first place he look. What is we talking about? Bella's pointing out that Charlie can die because of her, but Edward screams, "It doesn't matter!" James is not wasting time, y'all. Look at me already booking through the woods. When we cut inside of the Swan house, this entire plan unfolds, and Bella comes in the house screaming, slamming the door, saying, "It's over, Edward, get out!" Telling Charlie, you know, I need to get out of here. But then we see Edward in her bedroom helping her pack. Man, if I was Charlie, I would have kicked that door down. You tripping? You in my house. And as Furious Styles once said, y'all know I quote, that's my pop. As Furious Styles from Boys in the Hood, by the way, I have a video on that. Check it out if you haven't already. Once said, "You my problem." When she comes out to grab items from the bathroom, Charlie asks if he hurt her. But no, they just broke up and she's got to leave town now. What? Y'all could have planned this a little better. Her entire pitch to him is that she needs to hop in this truck that he bought her, right? Leave town and call mommy on the way there. Oh yeah, by the way, right outside, James is lurking. Yeah. Bella says if she gets tired, she'll pull into a motel, and Charlie tries to get her to stay the best he can, addressing how he knows he's not fun, but maybe they could do more stuff together. Do stuff like what? Watch baseball on your flat screen? Eat dinner at the diner every night? Daddy, that's you, that's not me. Charlie saying, "Come on, baby doll, I just got you back."
Yeah, and you know, if I don't get out now, then I'm just gonna be stuck here like Mom.
Ouch.
Father's gonna forgive you.
Why would you do that? Bella tells Edward she told Charlie the same thing her mother did when she left him. F***ed up. Poppy tells her to chill though and take an edible because the tracker is following them now. Emmett jumps on the back of the truck, and in the car behind them is Alice. They pass the local diner and Bella gets a brief glimpse of her friend group she's leaving behind before they hit the Cullen crib, where Carlisle and Lauren just came down the stairs from f***ing. Let me stop. Lawrence is here to warn them about James. I know that's right. He said, "This is not my fight." Okay? WPP. White people problems. And frankly, Mr. Shankly, he's grown tired of James's games. Warning them that he's got unparalleled senses, absolute lethal. Lawrence has never seen anything like him in 300 years. Baby, black don't crack, because if this is what 300 years, son, where's the pen at? Where's the pen at? His final word of the film before exiting is telling these yellow-eyed cats not to underestimate Victoria. Edward says he'll run Bella south to lead him away, but Carlisle confirms that James knows Edward would never leave Bella and he'll just follow them. So Alice says her and Jasper will follow the couple and drive Bella south themselves.
I'll keep her safe,
What does he mean by that? What the hell was she thinking? Rosalie and Esme are thrown pieces of Bella's clothes so the tracker can pick up the scent. And oh my God. Of course, Rose, who always got some shit to say, is like, why? What is she to me? You know what? I am fucking tired of your attitude. This girl has done nothing to you, so just drop it. Carlisle has to check her, saying Bella is with Edward and she's part of the family, so act like you got some damn sense. Bella talking about some damn, what did this child say? She was like, if anything happens to you, I swear to God. Girl, what your scrawny ass gonna do? You messing with vampires. They would throw your ass across the state line. And Edward has to reassure her that when this is all over, he's gonna come get her. It's 7 against 2. Baby, you are my life now. We are bonded together. We are one. I am you. You are me. When they hit the road, Bella leaves a voicemail for her mother. Hey, Renee. It's me again. I don't know if you let your phone die or if you're getting put through the mattress, but I'm not in Forks anymore. Everything's okay, I promise, and I'll explain it later, unless I die. LOL, JK, unless. Eddie, Emmy, and Rosie sprint through the woods, marking Bella's clothing on the trees and general area. Oh my God, and for the first time since the beginning of the film, we start to see some color come back. But inside Bella's hotel room, for whatever reason, it has the same lighting as Forks. Is this because Alice and Jasper are with her? So vampires can change the filter in the room? Don't piss me off. Very briefly, we see James smell Bella on the same tree that Rose rubbed against, but he runs back. And that's when Alice starts getting visions of Jamez. Jasper gives her a black crown and paper where she starts drawing a room full of mirrors. Now, this room that she's drawing is a ballet studio that Bella specifically took classes at when she was a kitty. Her phone goes ping ping and Edward calls B. Rocca saying, "Hey baby, we lost James. That son of a gun could be anywhere. Rose and Esme are protecting Charlie. I'm on the way to come pick you up, and the two of us are going far away, like Virginia or DC. I don't know, man, we going somewhere, and I'm gonna do whatever it takes to make you safe again. You know I'll do anything for you, right? You know I'll kill for you, right? You are mine. I am yours. We are one. This is a forever thing." Later, Alice and Jasper are in the lobby while Bella repacks her bag since Daddy's coming. But then her phone rings again. Bella, where are you? He gonna kill me, girl. We start hearing James's voice on the other end tell Bella that he found her info through the school system. His sexy gingerbread girlfriend found her previous address, and he was prepared to wait, but then Bohemian Mommy came home after receiving a very worried call from Charlie Bucket. Of course, Bella would fall for this, but from the audience's POV, the effect does not work, right? Because we do not physically see Renee tied up, and I mean, you know what, honestly, now that I'm saying it, I don't even think that is meant to be believable. Except to her. James tells her to meet him by herself at Mimi's school of dance. So the stale protagonist calls a taxi and goes to the dance studio. But what's the plan? Because again, this is what I'm talking about when y'all don't think. Edward said to kill vampires, you have to rip them apart and burn them. What the hell is a pepper spray gonna do? When she gets inside, the exact same sentence, the tone, everything from Renee plays over and over. She runs across the room, opening this door where a vintage tape from her childhood plays, and Jamez appears behind her, giggling. This weak ass antagonist, turn this off. And Bella, I'm real tight with you because again, you just don't, even when the packing and leaving town, like you don't. Oh God, y'all fucking suck. She uses the pepper spray on him, but Slim don't flinch or react and flies across the studio, throwing her across the floor, where she hits her head on a column so hard that it starts bleeding. James stomps on her ankle, she's screaming, and that's right when Edward tackles him like a football player with his look-smacking face. The boys start scrapping, they throw each other around the room. Edward tries to pick Bella up and jump on the balcony, but Jamez grabs his ankle, dragging him down, then throws Edward at a window. Oh yeah, James comes over for a taste. Edward tackles him again, f***ing the dance studio floor up, and they continue humping and wrestling as Bella lays on the floor tweaking. Oh Lord, Edward bites the flesh off of James' neck. But before he can rip his head off, the Cullens drop in the building, and Carlisle's like, "Son, enough. Remember who you are." "Yeah, Daddy, he's a killer. So let this man kill this man who just bit his girl. What is we talking about?" Alice sniffs Bella's blood, trying to control herself, and calls for Carlisle. So Carly Shay tells Edward his brothers will take care of Jamez mess as they start ripping more of the floorboards out and create a fire. Alice hops on James, snapping his neck. Bella's losing more blood by the second, still tweaking on the ground, saying her head is burning. So it looks like Edward has an option, friends. He can either let her change or he can suck the venom out of her wrist. But remember, the twink said earlier in the movie that when they taste human blood, a frenzy begins and it's almost impossible to stop. In the background, we see pieces of James being thrown into this fire pit. Hey, yo, look at them standing around this fire like witches in the woods. Anyway, Edward bites Bella's wrist. We start seeing this head-ass montage of Bella's journey with Edward, even her childhood, until we end up in the hospital where Bohemian Mommy is there and Edward's on another bed pretending to sleep. Man, wake your ass up. Renee tells her Charlie's down at the cafeteria getting a fudge pop, and Bella asks what happened. This ridiculous story goes that she fell and broke her leg, losing a lot of blood. Edward and Carly Shay came to her hotel trying to convince her to come back to Forks, but then she tripped and fell down 2 flights of stairs and through a window. Renee says Phil texted her Sally and he's worried about Balella, a damn lie, telling her Spawn that, oh, you're gonna love Jacksonville, honey. It's sunny every day, we found the cutest little house, and you've got the best room in the crib.
I still want to live in Forks.
What?
Renee is like, okay, we'll talk about it. No, there is no talking. I made my mind up. When she leaves, Edward stops playing pretend and tells her they took care of James, but Victoria ran away. Bella's like, I'm alive because of you, you sexy vampire. No, you're in the hospital because of me, you dimwit. And the worst part of it was that he thought he wasn't going to be able to stop drinking her blood, telling her to go to Jacksonville so he can't hurt her anymore.
What?
She starts raising her voice saying, no. What? No, no. You just want me to go away? No, I can't. I won't. I need you. We are one. I am you. You are me. Aggressively nodding her head like, you can't just say stuff like that to me. Ever. That thing was about to have a whole fucking panic attack. The day of prom, Balella comes downstairs, and why was La La Land playing in my head? Who said I can't wear my Converse with my dress? Well, baby, that's just me. By the way, this prom dress that Kristen Stewart is wearing was $20. And the suit that Edward is wearing was the most expensive item in the clothing department. Misogyny?
Let me ask the audience.
Charlie says he put a new can of pepper spray in her bag, as if that helped. But you know what? For Pop's sake, thank you, Daddy. Also telling his Spawn she looks beautiful. Now, when the couple arrive at prom, Jacob, who again, finish the sentence for me. Yeah. Who? Appears out the cut. Come on, Blowout. Balella asks if he's crashing the prom, but Jakey says his daddy paid him $20 to come talk to her. In a nutshell, Billy wants Bella to break up with Edward. Or is it you that said that, Jakey? Break up with your boyfriend. Yeah, cause I'm bored. And allegedly, Billy also said, we will be watching you. Is that a threat? When Jake tries to help her up, Edward summons saying, I'll take it from here, Wolfie. And the boys have a stare off before Jakey tells Bella he'll see her around. Every couple has to take a picture as they enter the prom, and I guess pictures don't affect vampires in this world. That's fine. All Bella's friends are there having a whoa, oh, it's always a good time. But it's so obvious that this isn't her gig. So Eddie leads her outside to this big gazebo to slow dance. Everybody around them leaves the gazebo because we have to give our lead characters their moment. And Bella starts asking, why did you save me? Why didn't you just let me change so I can be like you? Edward's like, LOL, silly rabbit, I promise you don't want this. But B Rocka wants you, always.
I'm not gonna end your life, Faith.
I'm dying already.
You know what? She kind of cooked there. Every second of every minute of every hour. Technically, we are getting closer to death. Our bodies are deteriorating. We are getting older. She points out that Alice had a vision that Bella will become just like them. But remember, the visions can change because the future always changes based on what people decide. Oh my God. And this damn 16-year-old girl talking about, I've decided. Yeah, okay, Solange. Edward's like, you dream about being a monster? Give me your neck. Are you ready right now?
Yes.
You hesitated, but all he does is kiss her neck and giggle. The film closes with Bella telling the audience no one surrendered that night, and Mama will not give in because she knows what she wants. Girl, you are 16 years old asking to be immortal. You need a few more years to think about this. In the distance, we pan behind evil Tori Vega, who's watching before ominously walking off, letting the interest down as we fade to a black and white filter and enter the end credits. There is this word that a lot of people like to throw out, and it starts with the letter O. Now, when I hear the whole phrase, maybe I shouldn't say it's a word, more so a phrase people say. They'll say, I want somebody to be what with them? Obsessed. It's one thing to say that you want to be adored, you want to be admired, you want to be loved, right? But to say you want somebody to be obsessed with you, I promise you don't. If you are watching this video right now and you are a regular, if you are subscribed, you know I tell you all the time, words are casting spells. You really need to be careful what you say out of your mouth. Be specific, because for all you know, down the line, you meet somebody who is going to be obsessed with you, but the dark obsessed is there even no. I was about to say, is there a good obsessed? No, I don't think so. There always has to be a balance. One of the most debated topics in Twilight is this fuzzy line between protection and stalking. The film is ignoring the creepiness of Edward and framing his predatory nature as simple devotion.
I feel very protective of you.
There is absolutely nothing hot about this. But then again, you know, I am speaking from somebody who does not share the submissive perspective. So what the hell do I know, right? I don't care though. And I'm still going to say this man is toxic. And I think everybody says that it's way 10 times worse in the book, which makes sense. But in the film, I think that it all starts with, and I'm going to use a term for lack of better term. He gaslights Bella into believing that he was standing right next to her when that van almost crushed her. He followed her to Port Angeles by tracking her scent. No boundaries, man. The constant babying. An example of that was when he grabbed her, threw her in the car after the baseball scene.
Hey, I've got it, I'm all right.
How he admitted to coming in her room and watching her sleep well before they started dating. This whole hot and cold behavior. One second he's in her face, then another saying they can't be friends. Edward views this girl as prey. His own, as he said, personal brand of heroin. So when you frame a romantic interest as an addiction or food source, you are putting your needs and urges over this girl's humanity. This dude is 104 years old. It's a power imbalance. Actually, not just wisdom and wealth, but superhuman strength. Oh my God. And then the line taken from the book about the lion falling in love with the lamb. What? A lamb is oh my God. A lamb is categorized as being 12 months old. Jesus Christ. And Balella's reaction to all of this, specifically the entire meadow sequence, is just so ridiculous that it's laughable. That's why I call this film camp. You find out this boy that's been stalking you is a 100-year-old vampire, and you isolate yourself from the public, telling him you don't care and you trust him. Then he tells you that he's killed people, he's a predator, but all you see is a protector. I cannot take these films seriously, and I do not knock people who criticize all of these films for romanticizing this. On the topic of being predatory, I briefly brought this up in the essay I did on Robert Pattinson's Good Time from 2017. This story still amazes me, derogatory, but Catherine Hardwicke, the director of this film, said out of her own mouth for the chemistry read that she, you know what? I'm gonna let her tell you. But before that, keep in mind that Robert was 21 and Kristen Stewart was 17.
You know, I think it's always important to like have that chemistry read. You know, like you have to be sure that the two actors in a love story actually get along with each other and have some sparks, right? So that's why I said, okay, let's not do it at a casting office, which those are usually really cold and sterile. Let's go over to my house and we'll just do it like really chill, like really casual. So I picked my top 4 guys, like my top 4 bachelors. And then Kristen, I said, Kristen, you're gonna have to come over for like a day and a half. You're gonna have to do scenes with the favorite 4 guys and make out with 4 different hot guys. Would that be good or bad for most of you guys in the audience? Well, she suffered through it. When we got to Rob, you know, we did the kissing scene in my bedroom.
Wait a minute, hold up!
On my bed, which is now special.
Yo! Hold up!
Special bed to be sold on eBay someday in the future. But
I'm gonna be very nice. I'm going to be very nice.
And, you know, they were so passionate, like right then, and it was just like electric and radical that's why we had to have Rob. Yeah.
There will be people who say that 17 isn't bad because whatever, it's right around the corner from 18. I don't care. You are legally in the United States still considered a child. I don't care. Imagine if Catherine was a man saying all of that. Then it would be a problem, right? Women can also be fucking creepy and predatory. And Catherine allegedly told Rob that it was inappropriate to have a sexual relationship with a minor and that it was illegal. And she told him to, you know, she told him to behave himself. Like, what? So, you know, another thing with Rob is I don't know if they agreed, if they were waiting, if they were counting down, but I know that they started dating when Rob was 22 and then when Kristen was 18. So, oh God, I just, like, what the fuck? During the actual filming of the meadow scene, the shirt that Kristen wears is from Catherine's closet. Why? Why was it necessary for her to wear one of... Again, take all of this, like coming over my house, going on my bed, wearing my shirt from my closet. If Catherine was a man, you know what, moving on. Imagine my shock when I found out that Miss Hardwick directed the movie 13. Oh boy, I hardly know anything about that movie, but from the poster alone, that tells you everything. I read that these actresses were 14, and I think there is a scene they have with some 28-year-old, and somebody correct me if I'm wrong, maybe they kiss him or something. I'm like, I don't really need to watch this, guys. Point is, as far as this Catherine girl, you're fucking creepy, quote me. Unfortunately, her creepiness has leaked into the nature of these performances, and it all makes a little bit of sense. Thankfully, she only directed the first one though. Over 5,000 actors auditioned for the role of Edward Cullen. I'm tired just thinking of having to watch that many auditions. The direction of Bella and Edward's relationship here is pushed as intense and faded. Eddie tells Bella he's been waiting for someone like her. And to add to that, she's the only person he's met in his undead life whose thoughts he couldn't read. I know the girls and gays love the passionate, fuming, melodramatic romance, but is this healthy? Edward's constant surveillance is normalizing possessiveness as love. This is not something a young teen audience should be digesting. I watched the extended scenes on the Blu-ray, and during the meadow scene, Bella said she would rather die than stay away from Edward. At this point in the film, she knew him for like a week, maybe a week and a half. I really am not a fan of the damsel in distress archetype, and Bella has it written across her forehead, okay? This girl does not understand the danger she puts herself in. Not completely passive. I mean, she goes out the way to learn about Jacob's tribe, to then dig further on vampires, and she addresses Edward about it, but my God, how she is so quick to give herself over for everyone else. Y'all be weak in the knees, stand up. Stand up! Another thing that bothers me is how everyone in this girl's orbit is drawn to her. Arriving to school, people are staring because she's driving an old truck. All the friends that she meets, how they just already know about her and laugh at the stale, jokeless jokes. I'm really trying not to repeat myself. There is not a drop bloop of seasoning in this girl. There is nothing remotely interesting. She is strictly a vessel, a blank slate for the audience to place themselves in. I mean, hey, this was originally a book. It would make sense. The entire town of Forks, Washington isn't helping either. She is dressed and looks just as any other teenager or resident walking around. I don't know what I would do if I grew up in this weather. This depressing blue, green, gray with the constant wet and cloudy weather. I guess depending on who you ask, it's a vibe. It's a vibe. It's a vibe, guys. But as somebody whose favorite season is fall, mainly for the fashion, even this is too much for me to be around year long. It is very recognizable though. You know, I've heard people call this the Twilight filter. When films stylistically have cool toned color palettes, it's to emphasize a sense of coldness, melancholy, which aligns with the nature of vampires. What a dark lifestyle. Edward is physically and biologically frozen at 17. Damn, homie. I mean, I couldn't even be frozen at 21, 24. Yeah, you know, to be stuck in this loop, to keep moving every 4 years, you know, keep continuously taking the same tests, to do high school over and over. That is draining. That is no way to live. The lack of needing to sleep is kind of cool though. I mean, as a creative, you could run through so many books, so many movies. Oh my God. Do you know how many fucking movies I would be logging every week? Then again, it comes to a point. There are a lot of positives to sleep, to rest the body, to escape reality for 7 to 8 hours. There's beauty in the void. To dream. Oh, okay. Yeah, I take it back. I take it back. If I can't sleep, I can't experience dreaming anymore. Yeah, this is a curse. This is a curse. I don't get the appeal of immortality. Who the hell wants to live forever? We humans cling to mortality because of this fear of the unknown and knowing what's waiting for us on the other side. Understandable, but to make friends, to fall in love, to watch people that you used to know rot away one by one, like, and repeat that. No, sir. I do not want to go through that. I don't know much about the ins and outs of vampire lore, but I do know that for Twilight, it was modernized. It was reinvented for this world. Traditional vampires sleep in coffins, but Twilight does not. Cameras don't affect them either. No sensitivity to flashes. Their eye colors change depending on the diet and state of hunger. Black for thirst, gold for a vegetarian animal diet, and red for a human diet. The relationship with the sun, it's merely a social inconvenience rather than a physical threat. They also carry no physical weaknesses, no garlic, no holy water, no crosses. The biology of their bodies resemble marble, and we'll see more of that in later films. Dismemberment and incineration is the only way to destroy them. How the Cullens live in a massive glass-walled house rather than some dark, ominous castle. I could never live in a house like this. Do you see how massive these windows are? Like, damn, I need privacy. I don't care if we're out in the middle of woods and nobody's there. That makes it scurrier, 10 times scurrier. Like, what? Watching me get dressed. I just got out the shower. You know what? I'm naked, or hey, maybe I want to jerk off. In spite of the bizarre facial acting from both Robert and Kristen, which I can only chalk up to direction from creepy Catherine, I don't hate this film. Do I think it's good? Next question. Twilight is a wish fulfillment story. A very ordinary, stale, unseasoned girl becomes the center of this dangerous supernatural world. Maybe Stephenie Meyer purposely wrote and created Bella to have zero personality so readers can insert themselves in the story. Teenage escapism. I don't know. The film was bound to be a smash hit at the box office. The girls ate it up. They made their boyfriends take them to theaters. Wait, actually, I shouldn't even put it on girls because I know a lot of boys, straight included, who enjoy these movies. There is fun here, strictly for the out of touch and unrealistic dialogue, but that's why we watch cinema, isn't it? To escape. After all, this is but a fantasy. What are your thoughts on Twilight from 2008? Do you love it? Do you hate it? With a sparkly diamond burning passion? Drop your take down below. If you're new here, consider subscribing. I would love to have you. Hit that like button, it helps me out a lot, and turn on the bell notification so you don't miss a new video. If you want to see the Patreon cut of this video, head over there and join the family. We're fully uncensored, extended commentary, and you also get to see my videos 24 hours before they hit YouTube. In the meantime, my friends, take care of your mind, take care of your body, and take care of your spirit.